Hello ladies and gentlemen, James Blackwell here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a behind the scenes in one of my paid workshops with some of my clients around mindset. Now, mindset mastery. And a lot of you have requested a lot more in depth around mindset, what it takes to be successful. And basically, I've boiled down into 10 key principles that I've did in my personal and business life that have helped me to be successful. And I hope you enjoy it. So it's around about 30 minutes. And this really boils down every single principle that I implement on a daily and weekly basis in my businesses and in my life. So I hope you enjoy, and let me know in the comments down below what you thought on that. If there's any principles that you're doing in your life that you feel is really benefited you and help you excel to the next level. And as always, I'll catch you on the next video. Take notes is written paper. So, I mean, I use this every single day, and this is probably part of your mindset is I always got a nice pen. So this is like a month-long pen, probably like $1,000. And a good, like, this is like a moleskin notebook. So this is me just taking notes. This was actually yesterday when I was listening to an Audible book, reality transurfing, and taking more notes. And it's really funny how things go in way more than sometimes I use my phone as well. So on notes in your storage, this is always just a great hack. Like I'll take notes in here, and I'll type them out on my phone. But actually writing things down, it goes in a lot better. So that's one thing that you want to work on training your brain is just pen to paper on when you're taking notes, especially like for things that you're trying to learn. So, okay, so each principle I'm going to go through with you is going to give you, I don't want to just teach you theory and things that I know. I want to give you like an actionable tip so you can implement each concept, okay? So as we go through this, we'll have each tip that we'll go through. So the first thing, and this is something that's like really important to me and being part of my journey and hopefully for all of you as well, is having that inner peace and fulfillment. I did some posts about this on social media recently as well, and about like true wealth because it goes beyond just money. So like once you get to the money goal of like whatever it is, like whether it's a million, 10 million, like or more, you'll realize that it's not about the money, it's about achieving happiness, freedom, and really inner peace. So like that core concept of doing that is as well includes personal fulfillment. So making sure you have a balance between health, wealth, love, happiness. I talk about the four pillars. And you really need to try and like separate financial success from like your personal peace. That's going to help you avoid burnout in the times when you either start up or you're still struggling to get consistent revenue months and profits. You want to really keep your goals with aligned to what truly matters because it's not all about what I mean by this is you don't want every month in your business to be a representation if you're happy or not. So my old mentor Dan Penny used to talk about this. You've got your financial bank account, and then you've got your emotional bank account. And your emotional bank account needs to be full before you'll ever achieve your financial bank account before. So this is why you've got to work on mindset all of the time, every single day. So like in terms of like starting with that would be start each day by setting the intention to prioritize your well-being alongside your business growth. So that's starting off your day. Meditation is probably the key thing that I do every single morning as a habit. And then journaling. So out of interest, just in the chat, just let me know who actually meditates. Just give me a raise the hands or just like yes in the chat. So maybe three of you. So, okay. Okay, so let's say 20% of you that are live on this at best are going to meditate. Okay. Who journals? So for those of you that just like, so that's like either writing down your thoughts, even when I say journaling, there's like even writing down your plan, ideas, strategies of business. Like when I journal, a lot of it is business related. It's probably 70% business related or business growth or personal development related. And then 30% will be like journaling about my thoughts or my inner self. So who does a journal? Okay, so one of you two. Yeah, Evernote can be good. I honestly just, yeah, notes on your phone. Honestly, it just does not work as well as like pen to paper. So I want all of you that use notes on your phone, which is great for like strategies, ideas, but still just having a blank notebook with a pen and sitting and having a coffee and looking out of the window or view or to a lake view or something like that, in a coffee shop is very, very important. These are where your best ideas will come, more clarity, and you'll release a lot more stress. So I think like definitely the first feedback from focusing on inner wealth before outer wealth is journaling. So everyone getting a notebook. You can get like a nice notebook. This one, I think this one's a moleskin one. I've tried different ones. I prefer like the dotted paper as opposed to the line, but whatever works best for you, and a nice pen. I always got that from it was Jim Rohn. Has anyone heard of Jim Rohn? He's a great guy that I would definitely check out on YouTube. He always says like the reason why you buy an expensive notebook and an expensive pen is you're programming your subconscious mind to say your thoughts are worth millions of dollars or pounds, and your thoughts are the most valuable things that you're going to put out to pen to paper. So yeah, and I mean I've got tons of these books that I go back to as well. So that's probably the first thing is like on in a piece, start not going on your phone, not going on emails. If you're meditating, great. If not, you're starting off with journaling to try and stay grounded. So that's the first thing that you want to do to align your happiness and your goals. So the second part is going to be taking radical ownership, no excuses. So success begins by taking full accountability for your actions, results, and your mindset. So basically, there's no excuses. Okay. So that's like the core thing that you want to be doing is taking extreme ownership. So a lot of you came into the program, you've turned up today, which is you taking extreme action for sure. But making sure that you are committed and you don't negotiate your goals. So you have to hold yourself accountable is the main thing. Okay. So like no matter what area of life it is, whether it's like exercise, your business, other areas, like you need to make sure you take full responsibility and setting clear goals. So like I won't be going through this today, but it's very important that you all have like goals that you want to achieve too. Okay. So like say for instance, in some of the training, I've got your new alchemy of self, which is something that you need to make sure you're covering off, like building that new self of like who you want to become is very, very important for the foundations of like creating your goals and creating that future self. So making sure that you take ownership, no excuses. So never try and blame tools, someone else. It's always your fault. Like where you are right now is your fault, no one else's. And where you want to be is all on you. So having that mental shift of because you'll tend to find in that little voice of yours, like it drowns out, it will always try and have an excuse of why you didn't do something or why you didn't achieve something. So you need to just look that right in the face and say, no, like this is on me. This is my responsibility. And it's a non-negotiable for you. So you need to make sure like extreme ownership is very, very important. To own everything that happens in your life is your fault. And long-term thinking, there's a quote you might have heard before is like you can I think it's something along the lines of like you overestimate what you can achieve in like 3 years, but people underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. I think it was Bill Gates or Warren Buffett that did that quote. And that's true to success. Like long-term thinking is true success requires like long-term thinking. So compounding is the ultimate advantage both in business and life. Especially I can talk about my journey over the last, let's say 10, 11 years in business. Like it's definitely compounded faster and faster, and I've got more success. I've built more businesses and more things have opened up, but that is just actually a byproduct through compounding and long-term thinking. So some of you might have been in business only 2 or 3 years and maybe a bit frustrated with not being where you're at right now. And there's also some of you that have been in business a long time and you're not getting to where you're going to get to right now. So true growth isn't just about quick wins, which I'm going to come off in one of the other points about the quick wins, but it's all about a steady climb to a longer term vision. So you really need to create this 5 to 10 year vision block of your life and business. And then we can break that down into more manageable, achievable goals to guide your daily actions. Because for you to get good habits, especially mindset mastery and these type of things, like from a daily perspective, it's all related to, we call it like the Polaris star, that 5 to 10 year goal of like what that business looks like in 5 to 10 years and what your life looks like. What is your day-to-day habits? What are you doing every day to when you get there? The next thing is taking massive action. So making sure you take action is very, very important. Now, I talk about imperfect action, which means start now, get perfect later. Some of you might have heard me talk about before in the training. 70% done is way better than 100% perfect done 2 weeks down the line or 2 months down the line. So getting things on 70%, like there's a few of you that maybe procrastinate quite a lot of the time. And it's much better just to take action right now, implement. Whether you fuck it up or not, it doesn't matter. But the whole point is to create momentum. And success comes from doing, not waiting for the perfect moment. So taking action moves you forward while hesitation leads to missed opportunities. And this is true in business development, for example. So you might set up a live leads campaign, you might set up your email campaigns and your video campaigns, but you might spot on LinkedIn someone mentioning that they're hiring. So instead of you following your day plan and your structure, you should just go straight to that point, straight to the hiring manager, record a voice note, LinkedIn selfie video with a follow-up, and just take massive action on that perfect. Not re-record the video 2 or 3 times and try to get it perfect. It's just getting it out there. That's like a little example of like just taking action straight away and not overthinking it all of the time to try and get it perfect. Because I'm sure there's like some of you that are guilty of trying to get perfect now and trying to get everything set up and aligned. But really, the main thing is just to get things done. I'm just going to go through the chat there because there's a few of you mentioning. Yeah, some of you are going to get a notebook and pen, which is good. Stefan was asking, how do you process, recall your journal notes, like notes on conserving? Yeah, I go back through these. So what I'll do with these now is I'm going to put them into my notes. So say, for example, I'll show you actually, because I was going back through, I had this reality transurfing notes from another time. See how I have these typed up? So I actually took those notes on one of my Audible listens. And then I'm just going to add these notes into there, if that makes sense. But it definitely goes in better when you write it down first. And that's very important as well. So one thing I'm going to touch on that as well on the mindset side, it talks about very heavily in this, which is talking about foreign goals. So don't try and achieve a goal just to prove it to others or yourself. It will be like a lead weight around your neck. So if you've created yourself that I want a 7-figure agency, or I want to get to £1 million, I want to get 100K months, or I want to get to 50K months, or is that really your goal? Or is that someone else's? Is that like someone else you're aspiring to be, or you're trying to prove it to someone else? Because there's also great businesses that can be solopreneur with 2 or 3 more people that you're making high profits, and you can live a great life, take 6 holidays a year, work 3-4 days a week. So you need to make sure that you are not working on a foreign goal, because a foreign goal is going to be very hard for you to achieve, because if the goal doesn't do anything to improve your life, then it certainly isn't going to be meant for you. So true goals always work for you long term. So like you need to be honest with yourself. If it doesn't feel right, listen to your inner voice. So we all have that inner voice. Michael Singer talks about that in he's got a couple of books actually. The Surrender Experiment, which is a really great book. And he's like a self-made billionaire that was just like basically a monk that meditated in a forest and all of a sudden built a big accountancy software firm. It's a brilliant book that you should check out. But you need to be honest with yourself. If it doesn't feel right, listen to your inner voice. Because so there's a question you could write down here, which is what I wrote down. So imagine that you have already achieved your goal and all of this is behind you. Does it make you feel good or not good? So I'll repeat that again. Imagine that you have already achieved your goal and all of this is behind you. Does it make you feel good or not good? So if it is mixed with anxiety or the heavy feeling of burden, then this is inattention. So inattention means that it's not your own goal, it's a foreign goal. And that's the way you can differentiate between, is it your true authentic self that wants to achieve that goal that's right in the heart and mind, that it's aligned? Or is it from social media? Is it an external goal that you feel that you need to achieve to prove? Because that's when you get the inattention and anxiety. So you want to turn away from pendulums and discover the true goal of yourself, because foreign goals demand a lot of energy and hard work. Whereas when they're your real goals, things go like clockwork and you get a little bit more relaxed about it because you're thinking more long term and you're going to achieve what you really, really want to achieve. Hopefully that makes sense for everyone on the true goal thought. So I want you to go away today to think about like the goal setting side of things, like creating the business that you really truly want, not what you think others want or you think you should have, because I've been guilty of that as well. Always been thinking I want £100 million business. Then I'm thinking, well, no, I don't, because I don't want all of those employees and the complexity and the stresses and struggle. I want a good life. I want a balanced life. Prioritize mental and physical health. So this is really important. So on the mental and physical health side, your health is the greatest asset. So it's impossible to perform at your best without being in physical best and mental well-being. So exercise is really important. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you just need to smash it on high intensity workouts at the gym or lift big weights and all of these things. Exercise could be, and I do a lot of it now, is walk. So I always make sure I get 10 to 15,000 steps every single day. And that burns a lot of calories, keeps you lean and fit, releases endorphins in the brain. So say, for instance, you'll see yesterday, like that's me, 11,500 steps. I'm always trying to get my steps in now. Like that's like a big thing for me, is like making sure that I can get steps in. So like even if you're doing steps, if you're doing a class or exercise maybe 2 or 3 times a week, it is really going to make you feel more inspired and more clarity. Especially all of you, like we're all sitting down at a desk right now. That's not what humans were meant to do. Okay. And yes, obviously sometimes we're in winter months. We don't always have the luxury of being out in the sun in the winter. But even if you can get on a walking treadmill, uphill treadmill, yeah, minimum uphill treadmill. So I actually watched a video by a guy on YouTube, and I took these notes down, which was really interesting, which was about doing, it was like a 25-minute workout on a treadmill. Where is it? I go on it every day. Treadmill walking, it's called. Yeah, so I just took this like treadmill walking, and he starts off like 5 minutes, like on 1 to 2 incline, like 3.2 miles per hour speed, and then increase it for 15 minutes on a 3 incline and a 3 speed, then 5 minutes at a 5 incline and a 3 and a 5.1 speed, and then 5 minutes at 5.5 speed, and then cool down. And doing that every day, it gets me like, I think burns like 350 calories, but I feel good. And it's not like it's not a workout. Like I'm literally listening to an Audible book. So I just go straight down to the gym, get on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. And even if I don't manage to do actual physical work on some days, I've managed to get my steps in and uphill and burn some calories. So like doing incline walk for all of you it should be a non-negotiable. Like you can even get the walking treadmill desk, which I've got if you haven't got a stand-up desk. So even just doing that would be a simple thing, like your treadmill and journal meditation are 3 key wins, and you're already getting ahead in life. Kareem was saying, Manny was saying, I do 12 incline 3 miles per hour for 30 minutes daily listen podcasts. Yeah, love it. That's exactly like what I would recommend. Mason, 100% agree. The trainer, I'll walk one in the gym instead. Yep, 100%. Yeah, like being able to just get on the treadmill is probably the biggest thing. Second thing I've talked a lot about before is sleep. Obviously, you can use the sleep ring, the Aura ring, or you've got a lot of other like sleeping aids now that you can measure your sleep score. But the main thing is like making sure you get a good 8 hours sleep, not having like phone screen on like after like 9, 10 p.m. Magnesium, I've been taking a magnesium supplement, and that's been working really well to help my sleep. I've also been doing the mouth tape stuff. So like actually taping your mouth before sleep, so you actually breathe through your nostrils the full time. This is one of my some of my entrepreneur friends. We call it like the $100 million brotherhood. This was just shared like a couple of seconds ago. Like everyone's doing the mouth tape now, like for the sleeping. So my friend Adam was just sharing like He's just bought himself an eye mask. He does earpods, nose strip, magnesium, which will bring me on to like being around other entrepreneurs or other people that are at that level with you. That's because that's helping me motivate, making sure that my sleep's on point all of the time, because success leaves clues. So having a daily self-care routine that includes activity, so exercise, rest, mindfulness to maintain your energy and clarity. You just doing these like 3, 4 things is going to get you way ahead in business. And yes, it's not another tactic or tool, but honestly, these are the things that are going to move the needle, that are going to be give you a better chance to succeed in business. So make sure you set up a routine, whether it's just walking, working out, mindfulness, exercise, maybe committing to a class. Like I like doing like these Barry's boot camps classes like once or twice a week. That works really well because it just pushes me when you're accountable with a group of people. But mental and physical exercise very important. Bending eye masks in bed and blue light blockers. Yeah, blue light blockers. I've still got my pair of blue light blockers. Actually, they're a game changer for sure. Believe in your unlimited potential. Okay, so we have to have that inner belief. And one of the key things, our limits are often self-imposed. So we all put limits on ourselves, and we need to learn to expand our vision and see beyond what we think is possible. Like even like where I am today in my life, I would have thought like where I got to today was even possible like back then. So like having bigger beliefs is very, very important because confidence and self-worth are built by pushing beyond comfort zones. So believing in bigger goals, expanding your vision, and you make space for greater success. And this is really important, guys. Like we need to make sure that we have that inner belief that we can achieve anything we really want in life. Because we've all been brought up by parents and everything else, and we don't have that innate inner belief in us. Like this is something we need to rewire and work on every day. So often we limit ourselves without realizing it. We settle for comfort zones and hold back from bigger goals. Default is a bitch. Like I want you to keep that in your head. Default is a bitch. This is always like something that really resonated with me. Is like falling back to your default of what you as a human is used to. So when you keep raising your standards and keep raising this unlimited potential, then your standards start to elevate as well. So like some days you'll drop off, some weeks you'll drop off, some months you'll drop off. But at least if your default standard is raised, then you're still going to like be able to grow past these comfort zones. Pushing past comfort zones is important. Some of you pushing past the comfort zone might be recording videos. Some of you might be meeting clients in person. Some of you might be going to events. Some of you might be pitching bigger retainer deals. Like all of these things test you and push you past comfort zones. Having to hire more employees, having to fire employees, like all of these things, like give you this little anxiety thing, like you need to push past because it gives you that new embrace to like achieve new possibilities. So believing in bigger goals, like you don't want to underestimate your potential. So set ambitious goals that inspire you and push you to grow. Very important. And watch confidence and opportunities grow. So as you take bold steps and you actually achieve some of these, what it does is just reinforces that inner belief in yourself. And then you can take on bigger and bigger and bigger goals and bigger opportunities. So believing in your unlimited potential is very, very important. And that's why you need to work on mindset all of the time. So write down a goal that feels unrealistic today, but set these small milestones so you can work towards it. So you can build confidence and see your progress. Because obviously I want you to come away today, I hope you've been a little bit inspired that you're going to work on your goals, what it is you want to create. What is not the foreign goal, remember, the true, authentic self goal. Selective focus and energy management. Okay, so I talk about energy a lot. Your energy is a limited resource. Very, very true. Like I protect my energy so much. Like that's by the people I meet every single day that want to meet me for coffees and things. Like I try and protect myself because if they take energy from me and it's not like fluid, then I don't have any energy to invest in you guys, in other businesses, or in my team. So you need to invest it in activities that align with your highest goals whilst minimizing distractions and low value tasks. So if you think like you start the day with like 100% battery, a bit like your iPhone, yeah, or your phone, and by the end of the day, you're going to have 1% battery by the time maybe you come in from work or you go back to work, and then you've got your partner sitting down and he or she's trying to talk to you, and you're on 1% battery because you've pretty much like spent for the day. Okay. So the last thing you want to do is be spending that on distracting things, maybe if it's on LinkedIn, social media, low value tasks. So you need to really list the tasks that are going to drain your energy, and those that fulfill you. So, like things that get you excited, charge you up. Like, so there's certain activities in your business that really might excite you more. And you want to aim to reduce or delegate the low value tasks. So that's going to be to your operations VA or your sourcer. And then so you can focus on high impact work. So energy draining tasks might be in unnecessary meetings, constant email checking, LinkedIn checking, multitasking. So you're jumping from one thing to another, but you're not really getting anything done, to fulfilling activities. So it might be creative problem solving in the business, strategic planning for the business, personal development. Like these things like really invigorate me and get me excited. And then you've got high impact work. So that's client relationship building. Like number one thing is always going to be client relationship building. So if you can get that client to really like you, know, like, and trust you, you meet them in person, they're going to give you more jobs, they're going to give you more retainers. That's important. Same as business development. Like these are the two leading things. So current clients and building that relationship, and then winning new business. And then it's team leadership. So building your team culture and delivery. Like these are probably the highest leverage impact working tasks that you should energy resource more to than the draining tasks. So one of the things that when you look at actual high achievers and the successful people, they manage energy and eliminate distractions a lot more. So they are solely driven and focused on only activities that align with their highest goals. So you want to make a list of all of the energy draining tasks, the ones that energize you, and commit to minimizing those and focus on the high impact work activities. And that brings me on surrounding yourself with high achievers. So you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. Probably heard that saying before. It's very, very true. And all of you in different parts of the world or countries, but some of you could like link up with yourself or create accountability buddies, whether it's over Zoom. That's probably one of the key wins that you get. Obviously, the Beauty Band coming into the agency blueprint program, you've got a great community of 300, 350 other recruitment agency owners that are going through the journey with you and that have invested in themselves and want to do better. So you've already got a great network here, but it's also who are your friends? Like, are you hanging around down the pub? Are you still around the same people that you were before? That's probably the biggest drain that's going to like suck you back into not becoming that new future self of who you need to be. So your environment shapes your success. So surrounding yourself with high driven individuals encourages growth and provides inspiration. So whether it's like being around like golf clubs, private members clubs, entrepreneur events, there's loads of different like business owner forums and things and communities you can be part of in your local area. Going out to see those people and start to create new friendships. So that's what you want to be doing is you want to be looking at like your week and your month and who were the friends that I spent more time with. So whether it's on when the WhatsApp groups or messages or calls, like, are you getting a value from that person? Like, are they in a position where they are high growth mindsets as well? So it's not necessarily as like their net worth more than you, so you want to be around them. It's like, is their attitude correct? Are they working on themselves? Have they grown in the last 3 to 5 years? If some of your friends are staying in the same job and in the same money, living in the same house, doing the same routine, you do not want to be around them as much. And that's just the way it is. Like, if you really want to be successful, you need to be around high achievers. Keep them as friends, that's fine, but you need to be aware that you should be spending less time with them. Otherwise, you just fall back to default and you get sucked in just to being to their level. It's very hard. If you really want to seriously grow and evolve, then you need to be around the right type of like-minded people that inspire you and challenge you. So joining these groups, the mentorship programs like us, and aligning your goals, like these are the key things that you're doing. So making sure you are strict on who you surround yourself with. And it's not necessarily about just cutting them off. It's just making sure you've got your core circle of those 5 people that you select very carefully. So surround yourself with the like-minded individuals that have got the right attitude. Developing a bias towards solving problems. Okay. So you want to see problems as growth opportunities. So a lot of you might have problems in your business right now, but this is good because every challenge has a solution if you approach it with the right mindset. So you want to approach it with a great like thing of like, I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to solve this problem because as an entrepreneur, that's what happens. You're firefighting all of the time. You've got challenges all of the time. You've got things that you need to overcome. But that's the whole point of the game of business and the art of business and being an entrepreneur is that's what makes it fun. So we want to embrace these challenges as growth opportunities. Complaining drains energy. So this is why I always say in the group, I don't want any moaners. Don't like start moaning that things aren't working or whatever. You want to be instead looking at it from a way of like, well, okay, so how can I tweak this to an actionable solution that's going to work for me? So you need to make sure that you're training your brain to shift to a no complaints mindset. That's the same with me. Like there's things I can get pissed off. I pay people like tens of thousands of pounds for certain things. Like I've invested almost £200,000 in some software, and with the development team, I'm not happy with certain things. But at the end of the day, it's no complaints mindset. Like it's a challenge. I need to overcome it. Like it's not as easy as just throwing money at something. So I've worked hard to make all this money, and then I thought, great, I'll build something. I chuck the money at it, and it doesn't work. So these are the things that you embrace, and that's the whole point of having that mindset of like each challenge, identify, and you just need to come up with improve the situation and solve it. Okay. So like these type of ideas is going to be identify the challenge, brainstorm solutions. So this is why your notebook and pen are really important. And blue sky thinking Monday works really well for me. So that's I would always take off Mondays. You could start off by just taking off half a day on Monday. You shouldn't be working Monday mornings. You might decide Fridays. I decided Mondays because after Sunday, I wanted to ease into the week. And then I'm really ramping up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is my core meeting week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'd have client meetings. I'm drilling in like 8-10 hour days. And then Friday is like putting the deals on the board or winding down. So that's how I would like gear up for the week. Okay. Like a bit like a high performance person. So that's something that you could do yourself as well. In terms of like the blue sky thinking Mondays is very important. You could start it off by just starting at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I used to be a member of a gym called David Lloyd, local to where I was. So I'd go to the gym Monday mornings, and then I would go in that nice cafe area with my notebook and plan my week. And then not check emails, or definitely don't turn emails on a Monday morning, because we all get the dropper, we all get the candidates pulling out the interview process and the clients. So that's like the key thing. You don't want to set your week up already by negative influences that you can't really affect anyway. You want to protect your brain and protect that environment, so you like be more highly vibrant. And that brings me on to celebrating small wins. So that's why I try and get everyone to, and your CSMs trying to get everyone sharing wins in the group, in the channel. It's one, because it builds confidence for you because you're getting recognition for success. It might be a client lead that came back on a campaign. It might be a client win you signed terms with. It might be winning a retainer exclusive. It might be making a placement. It might be getting your record of interviews for the week. It might be your sourcer getting a record of calls booked in for you. There's all small victories reinforce your belief in success. Okay, so the best win is obviously going to be a deal, isn't it? It's going to be a placement or retainer, so where you physically get money. But there's way more small victories that you can reinforce your belief in success, because for some of you, it's quite quiet sometimes. So you need to train your brain that you still like, you've got these little small victories. Very important, because that keeps you motivated and you're tracking progress. So you're building momentum all the time. And this reinforces a positive mindset. So even just a wins journal to write down daily, weekly accomplishments, so then you can look back on the week before. And so no matter how small it is, reflect on these wins. So it keeps you building confidence. So even starting your day off like where, so I use the same like journal and day planner as well. So I'll put the date at the top of each day as well, and my to-do list. So everything just in one. So I carry this around everywhere. But that's what you could do every day, is like making sure that you're just putting your wins at the end of the day. Or if you're starting it the next day when you're doing your day plan, of like, what were the wins the day before? So by implementing these 10 principles, like these are designed to support a resilient, proactive, and growth-oriented mindset. So success isn't achieved overnight, but through consistent action, self-reflection, and a commitment to improvement. So you want to use these as a daily reference to keep your mindset strong, focus clear, and then remember every action, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we've covered off on our mindset workshop.